Hey lady, I wanted to show you what my concept for your cedar wraparound awesomeness is. So, get this out of the way. Some of the details aren't done because they're not necessary for this. Really, the only reason for this entire process was for me to go over these steps and figure out what's going on with those. So, over here you've got the ship's ladder. It's probably not going to look exactly like that. It'll probably be a little bit more low profile, but I just slapped it in there because I didn't really care about it, so to speak. And this is the idea though. Oh, also you're going to have access somewhere up here. It's not going to be one big piece of wood. The pumps are down here. You'll have access and all that stuff. You will also have your shelves down here, but now that you're seeing this, and if you're into it, maybe we'll make a little bit different of a shelf. So there are going to be little metal brackets like these that I'm going to fabricate for these steps down here, under here. And my eyes are bleeding. It's time for me to put this down and stop looking at it for a minute. So, and at this point I could build the entire thing out. I don't even need to draw anymore to understand it. So these are pieces of metal that I'm going to fabricate and then secure into this concrete pad that I'm going to lay, only about 4 inches deep. And these gussets right here are going to make these steps incredibly strong and stable. It's going to be really confusing because you're going to walk up to this and see these gigantic, really comfy, big, floaty steps with these really small pieces of metal, but they're going to be tied together correctly, and when you step on it, it's just going to be super, super solid. So the plan is for you to be able to start here, come from the shower, and then go over to here, and then walk all the way up. And this entire area is going to be completely supported with fabricated brackets that are all going to be custom fit. And I can bang those brackets out real easy. That's like super simple stuff. So you have your 2 feet out here as well. That's a thing still. So you have all your clearance. You can get all the way out here, but at a certain point, your space is just going to choke up so tight it won't be comfortable. This is more for like drinks and stuff like that. The entire design will wrap around and connect into this deck. Oh, and get this part. The entire thing, the theme of it, is shaped in a nautilus shell. So that it swirls in, and ironically and poetically, the little eddies that your jets make, they make it swirl clockwise. So it's following the same exact pattern as this nautilus shell is already. So I'm digging that. And I'm pretty sure that is about it. So, oh yeah, there's another thing right here. I want to do some type of clothes rod instead of clothes rods. I can put those in all kinds of places and stuff like that. I can put them like over here, float a couple shorties or something like that. We can even have a closed bar coming out of the top of this deck, and then you could just like have a bar or something like that. But anyway, this is big flick stuff, and I really want to get approval for the steps or want to get your consideration so we can figure out what the next step is. I'm really feeling this. As far as materials, I mean, it's probably this concept is probably less expensive and labor intensive than everything else, because everything else is going to involve putting posts in the ground and getting them lined up, and it's going to be a really tricky thing. And this is just going to be a 1, 2, 3 type deal. So anyway, holla.